Buddy, um, it is, Elaine, it is, today's high is supposed to be 62, and I guess we are finally getting out of the cold snap. Last night it was like 36, and I think out in the Oklahoma panhandle they had some freezing. Anyway, I kind of figured out why I am so completely exhausted on Saturdays. It's because I get my Ozempic shot Tuesday, right? And I might have to move it back one more day. And I'm wiped out Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, hi Chris, Friday I go ahead and catch up on all the housework I didn't do for those other days. And also with the fall coming, I started to get again work in the yard because needs cleaning, and we had some huge winds. So by the time Saturday comes around, I am completely exhausted. And anyway, I have my doctor's appointment in 10, 11 days from now, so hopefully she'll find a solution for my whole thing. But anyway, so I already have prepared three Skinner blends. And what I want to make you aware of, first of all, let me tell you what I used. So here I used for jungle green, and I know that Primo doesn't make it anymore, but if you go to my website, right on the home page, I have pinned the recipe for jungle green, how you can make jungle green. And of course, wasabi. This is cadmium red and cadmium yellow, and this is cadmium red and orange. I think it's mandarin orange. One thing that you need to keep in mind, these are equal amounts, but for the mixes with the red, use 3 parts of the light color and 1 part of red. And I've been using the V fold that I normally use. I hope many of you are used to it. If not, you can. I probably should make another video with Skinner blends with different methods, but I have, if you go on my channel and you search for Skinner blend, it was one of the first videos that I have posted on the channel, so it's like 7, 8 years old. So the quality is not that good, but I show a lot of tips and tricks on how to do Skinner blends. And I am going to be using also all of the colors here. So cadmium red, the orange, again, I think it's called mandarin. I don't have the label anymore. Cadmium yellow, forest green, and wasabi. I am not going to use any other color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to separate, and I didn't do the Skinner blends live because I thought of, number one, not holding you hostage to watch me while I'm mixing, and for 2, because it would not only go faster, but I'll be able to show you a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to do the exact same thing with the green mix. Now, the wrapping will be mostly done in black, and we are going to make a few striped lines and a few dots. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to make this, and I'm hoping I'm not going to do too much to make it way too big, so I'll have problems reducing it. So the first one is wedge it here, and then I'm going to place a strip of black, not very thick, but you want this to be very well straight. And you want to make it into a flattened on one side. Hi, sweet pea. Yeah, YouTube sometimes messes up. I know that for a fact. You're not the first one to say that. Okay. But knowing that, you have to know something for sure, that I normally will be on at 12:30. If I will not be on at 12:30, you will find the message on the community. So, okay, and now we are going to place another one here. No, I don't promise. It depends on how I see it coming around, but I might use some white in the dots part. It is a little too wide. So, hey. And I also thought yesterday that I was coming down with a cold, but I guess it was just allergies. Because we had some really nasty winds Thursday and Friday. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Rhonda. If I don't answer you, means I'm too busy looking at what I'm doing, and Elaine is our moderator. She's been very kind to do this for me, and she will welcome you. Hi, Anna. Long time no see. How's everything going? Okay, now I'm going to, what color should I use here? I don't want to make it Christmassy, so I'm not going to use red. I'm going to use some yellow, so let me make a little round. So, bead first. My yellow was a little bit older. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some, I need some clay, but you know, with the new things, it's going to be a little bit hard for me these coming days, because as you know, the SNAP benefits are not being distributed in November, and we don't know about December. I'm not trying to be political or anything. I'm just trying to explain that I need to be very careful about what I spend, and my the thing that I cannot, I've been cutting on a lot of stuff, and the thing that I cannot cut on is the cat food, because as you know, Finnegan needs a certain type of cat food, otherwise he might get another a stoppage, and as you know, that is life-threatening, and I definitely wouldn't have the money to deal with that. So I've been feeling. We had a cold front coming through, and the barometer went down, and because of that I had extra pain, and also it was very windy. We had a lot of rain, so you know how that goes. But I mean, it was to the point that even Wednesday and Thursday, when I was all narcoleptic because of the Ozempic, I had to wake up several times to get more kratom. I finally managed to get kratom because it was really hard. I couldn't afford. But there was a very nice person who sent me a donation through PayPal, not through YouTube, but directly on my website. And I was able to buy me some kratom to be able to work on stuff and to function. So as I was saying, I had to wake up a few times because of pain, and that's not a good thing. But I'm just the one to be complaining all the time. I'm sure that all of you are going through this. I'm nothing special, and this is it. This is what we have. This is the song, and this is what we have to dance on. Yeah, my thing is not that I can't afford so much. It's if something happens right now, I wouldn't be able to afford it. I would get in debt, and that's not good. Okay, so I'm going to... Actually, no, you know what? Let me give it another layer of black here before I start doing anything else. I dropped something. I have no idea what. But God, I can tell you I'm still not completely over losing Connor. It's just the thing that I'm banging my head on is that in the 2 weeks before he had that episode, he kept meowing at me and coming, sitting in the doorway and watching me. And I thought that he just wanted attention, and well, yeah, he did want attention, but I guess he wanted to tell me that he wasn't feeling good. But there was nothing else in his behavior to make me think that there was something wrong. Because he was eating, he was pooping and peeing properly. I don't know how to explain it otherwise, but it was so unexpectedly. And what upsets me the most, I mean, don't get me wrong, of course I love Finnegan and Seamus, and I loved all my pets, but out of all, Connor was pretty much the perfect cat. He never did anything bad. The only thing he was doing was that he would from time to time puke hairballs because he was constantly grooming Finnegan. But otherwise he would, and I've been blessed with good kitties. They never climb on stuff and they never, but he wasn't a bully like Seamus. He wasn't a spoiled brat like Finnegan. And he was very cuddly and huggable and kissable. So yeah, that's what is pretty much upsetting me the most. I mean, he definitely was not the one to deserve it. And there was nothing to be done. I told you, even if I had the money, of course, if I had the money, more money, I would have tried it, maybe, probably. But when the doctor told me that the treatment would be up of 7,000 with absolutely no guarantee that he was going to make it. I'm not sure I want to put him through all that, because if there was any guarantee, I promise you, I would have indebted myself to oblivion, and I would have done everything. But I thought, why put him through all that? And he might not make it, you know. Well, but that was it, and we all get. And I know that some people are, you're so upset about it's just a cat. Well, for some of us, just a cat are our family members, and they are like children. Yes, I said it. And besides, I don't have children, so. Okay, now which am I going to keep for the up? I'm going to keep the dark for the up. So I am going to start wedging this a little bit. But before I do that, let me give it a little yellow here. And yeah, my other taking care of, being careful about my expenses is that I kind of got into the property tax money to pay for that I had saved. So now I have to put that together again. Okay, so I am going to get, it's not very wide, as you can see, it's just a little bit, but I want it so it needs to be a little bit, and I definitely want this to be even here. So I'm going to actually cut it on a small diagonal and then place it right here. This is going to get too big. I know it. I feel it. Okay, now all of these I am going to round here and then taper here. And the other one I'm going to make it backwards, so this needs to be I should have reduced it before tapering. But at last, the Seamus started to get a little bit more out, because he's been, since Connor died, he's been stuck in the bedroom, only getting out to drink water. And because I have a litter box in the bedroom, I know some of you would say, ooh, but I promise you it doesn't stink. And then I also feed them in the bedroom. That's a leftover from when Whisper was alive, because with his liver cancer, he couldn't have any, and he loved cat food, and he would get in their bowl. So in order to avoid that, and I didn't want them to learn that it's okay to get on the counter, I have this old style dresser in my bedroom, the kind with a huge mirror, and so I put their food on that dresser. And then after Whisper was gone, I tried to move their food back in the kitchen, and they didn't eat. They would just cry and wait on the dresser. So, yeah, and I'm going to do the same thing with these. So first, let me reduce them a little bit. So, as I was saying, he finally started coming out of the bedroom, and Finnegan started finally playing. And he's singing less the song of his people, because the Connor was gone. All he was doing was just roaming the house, crying, wailing. And I know I did a bad thing, but I don't know how bad or how good it was, but my idea was that why I did it, I didn't want to keep stuff that would remind them of Connor, so I threw away some of them. Some of them I donated. The toys that they used to play together with. And I donated his bed. Well, when I first got them, it's Connor, Conor. When I first got them, they were both, even if different hues, they were both ginger guys. So I thought Irish names would be fine. And Connor in Celtic means lover of dogs, and Connor was the closest to Whisper, and to Maya too, but more to Whisper. And Seamus had some quirks that were very much like my ex-boyfriend's, and my ex-boyfriend's name was James, and Seamus is the Irish for James. So they got the explanation. Okay, this is going to go at the very end. So I'm going to wrap each of these in black. And they're gonna be on a 4. And then when I got Finnegan, even if he was white, hype, I don't know what hype is. I wanted to go with the Irish thing, so I researched a lot of Irish names, and Finnegan means the little white one or the little fair one. So that was very fitting him really good. So this is how he became Finnegan. And because he was from a breeder, he didn't have a name, because usually breeders don't give names to the kittens. So he is Mr. Finnegan O'Sullivan. The O'Sullivan is from his dad's line. His dad's name is Atticus. But yeah, he's fully TCAR registered, even if he's a non-standard, so wouldn't qualify for breeding, which he wouldn't be breeding anyway, because now he's doesn't have the equipment anymore. But yeah, sometimes I think that probably his babies would have looked gorgeous. So he was the only non-standard in the litter. All the other ones had short legs. And there was one that was blue-eyed, white and blue-eyed. It's a minuet, also known as a Napoleon. It's a brand that was recognized only in 2012 by TCAR, and they were created by breeding the doll-faced Persians. Those are the old-style Persians, the ones that don't have a smooshed face, with munchkins. And they were bred to kind of look like a kitten even when they were adults. The main thing you can recognize a minuet is by the fact that the nose is very tiny compared to the eyes. Kind of like the same thing that you see in the British short hair or long hair. And the minuets are also very round. They have a round head, round body, and they have a very sturdy little body. And of course, Finnegan's parents were both screened for PKD, because Persians can be prone to polycystic kidney disease. So he was screened, and he does not have that. Okay, let me get this. Needs a little bit. Yeah, Connor was a Maine Coon / Norwegian / mutt. He was like, I think, like 65. Maine Coon, 20, close to 30. Norwegian Forest, and the rest mutt. But he was big. I mean, his normal weight was anywhere between 18 and 20 pounds. He was a very big cat. It's funny how what the hair means, because even if he was a long-haired, he didn't have the hair as long as Finnegan. So they looked almost the same size, but with Finnegan it was all about fluff. If anyone's watching his Facebook page or his YouTube, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I didn't cut this real right. No, it's too wide. Things happen. Yeah, calico cats are cool. I had a beautiful Turkish van calico back in Romania. I couldn't bring her with me. I mean, I would have had brought it, but when I saw that she was going to have to be in quarantine for 45 days, I said, no, I'm not going to put her through that. So she stayed with my parents. And her name was Bijou, which in French means jewel. Okay. Now I'm going to place and this we can fill here. Yeah, this should be good. I might not even use all of these elements, but we'll see. Because I'm always have to think, how am I going to reduce this with my hands? Oh, I know the floofy is, but I don't know if I told you I found, because I had this carding brush that I would use on the carpet, and now I found another thing that is absolutely fabulous. It's a kind of sort of a brush, but not a brush. That you works the same way as the carding brush, but it's got a long handle, so I don't have to bend. Okay, I think I'm going to get this the other way. And it works great on the carpet. I always wished I had a house with tile or laminate, but when I remodeled the house I couldn't afford it, so I still have carpet. Alrighty, so this should be good. So for this I'm going to make a leaves like style stuff. And of course I should have reduced it first, but I'm starting to get a little tired. I'm going to finish putting it together. Maybe I'll use this, get it taller. Okay. But yeah, and yesterday I was also tired because my best friend, who usually takes me to do grocery shopping, told me that she couldn't do it on Monday as usual, so we had to go yesterday, and that got me even more tired. Okay, this is too long. Remember, I'm aiming for a triangle, right? So let's give it a little bit more. Oh, I need more milk. Let me fill up a little. Well, the whole idea was about fall colors, so, and I want to make it in such a way that there wouldn't be straight delimitations with a lot of geometric stuff. I want it to look more organic, if that makes sense. So I need to put something here. There we go. And what should I use here to fill this up? I'm going to give it another little. So this is something not thought really how I'm going to do it ahead of time. No forethought and planning. I get it here. No, let me leave it here. And one more thing here. And then I need to fill this up. And a little bit there. Just a tiny bit here. Okay, this should be it. go ahead and get it reduced. I got the main triangle. The only thing that I thought is that I was going to start from something like this. That was the only... I'm not worrying yet about the angle of the triangle. All I'm worried is to reduce it. I can change the angle at any moment. And I'm trying to not allow it to go to wastage too much. So I'm pressing down when I'm doing this. When I'm putting it on an end, I'm pressing down to force the clay down a little bit so there wouldn't be too much sticking out, because you know how it goes when you have a big piece and the center will try to stay in place while the edges, being more worked on, will be coming out. Oh, it's not the biggest one. You should watch, if you didn't watch it yet, again, search on my channel for the owl feather cane. That was a little bit of a challenge. Okay, just a little bit and then I'll be able to cut it to keep going. Okay, let's see how good I am on the kind of sort of. If I had the hands for it, I would have done this with Fimo. It would have been so much better in Fimo. It's not perfectly perfect, but it will have to do. And there we go. How this is going to. So can you see it yet? Yeah, I usually use Primo in the live because it's the easiest to come by. And I do have other, I have Cernit and Pardo, but I'm planning on doing something with souffle, maybe for next time. You'll have to watch again from the beginning once it posts, because it takes a few minutes after it's over to post, to get posted. As I said, the colors. A little bit, well, it's the shape, right? But the idea is to look like plants. And once it will be, because this is a quarter, so it will be repeated. Not sure if my hands will last to the full, but if they don't, I'm going to post the photo of it. Because I might need to rest my hands after this. Yeah, and I don't know how the other brands will be affected. I don't know, with the whole tariff thing. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it does have a little bit. I remember I have, I think, a couple of videos, and I think at least one of them is alive, on how to make a monarch butterfly wing. Let me see. Give me just a little minute. There's a butterfly cane. No, let me look for a butterfly. It's butterfly, not butterflu, right? Boop, 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 boop. I'm looking for butterfly where you're showing me skulls. And rose. I swear. The search on YouTube is getting worse and worse. It's just they are trying to cram as much as possible on you. And now it shows me same videos again. I don't know. I know that I did. I did, but I don't want to. Hold you. I'm not going to even look anymore. But it doesn't, so I know that I did. Yeah, I did. That's when I did all those insect beads. Cernit metallic is beautiful, and I have some tutorials with Cernit metallic. You can look for them. It's going to be much easier when I get to the to the square. Okay, hold on. This needs to be This has to be okay. See where we are. There we go. And eyeballing. Usually I'm pretty good at eyeballing. Not this time. There we go. Alright, and now transforming this into a, changing a little bit the angles. Now you can see it looks more like a flower, right? Stop looking so much like a butterfly wing. I have those square pairs from Tiny Pandora, and they are a godsend for squares. I'm going to try to not be too impatient and cut it before it's less hard to reduce it. I'm going to try to get to 2 inches. It. Again, one is wider, it's longer than the other. I didn't cut right. Okay, and of course I need to grab it and get it to a proper square. And see, it's very autumny. And my hands are screaming at this point. But at least it's going to get to the point of being able to do to use the square pairs. So as you can see, it's very autumnish, and you can use it to do a bracelet, even to do the micro cane earrings, what I call micro cane earrings. You get this to about half an inch, reduce it to half an inch, and then just place them in line, and then cover it high, and then wrap it in black or whatever is. For this one it's black, and just cut slices, and you'll have rectangular beautiful earrings. Very easy to make. Okay, so I guess I'm going to end here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I have a lot of material for beads, so these will be pretty beads. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will try it, and I shall see you next Sunday. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. And let's all try and be happy and try and be healthy. Thank you. I love you all. Goodbye.